I'm so much heavier than a lemon, but I could float.
That's why you're the lime of my life.
Can I say right?
Welcome to the GenC podcast. I am one of your hosts, clearly underdressed for this podcast, JP Jackson. To my far right is Mr. Know Yourself, Risa Andros.
That's a good one.
That's actually a decent intro. I'm actually, because we need to address it, but in the middle today, JP Jackson, to the audio listeners, with us is someone who's actually from my hometown.
Hey, don't ask me to start.
With us today, Elsa Marman. Is that said correctly?
100% with
Elsa?
1A.
1A.
Welcome.
Elsa from Elsie's.
Yes. Actually, Alzheimer, but we'll get that. Yes,
so not
I'll
like
tell you.
Frozen.
No, don't tell your kids you saw Elsa from Frozen. Deeply disappointed. Deeply. Not were they like this.
Wait.
Go back. Me and you both.
Wait. What was that name?
Yeah.
Alzheimer. That one or Elsa from
Alzheimer.
Okay.
Backstory?
Nah, I needed
Need a
that.
backstory?
Immediately.
So I went to a girls' school, Maddie and I, in Elsie's. And I was that one that knew I was going to make it in life. Look here, so in schools, I'm involved in everything. Alles, no? Deep deel mekaar by deze van. I was going to make it out. I was going to be the chosen one. The goat of the family.
There we go.
And so we'd go to other schools, like your Catholic schools, like Springfield, St. Joseph's Matter. So we'll go for this debate events and things like that. So people ask me, oh, so where are you from? And I'll be like, I'm from Alzheimer, close to Paro. Oh, then I'm from Elsie's and I'm going to rob you.
That's so good.
I needed new friends, guys. I wanted these new friends to come pick me up.
In LCA,
You know, in the holidays.
Right.
And we just go like on holiday with these friends, my new
I'm so
friends.
disappointed.
I can't tell you
I thought
Elsie's.
you'd be upset that you didn't know this.
I'm so
that's
disappointed
so
in
good.
myself. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yo,
Because like
that's a beggar.
Because you get these places, Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? What am I thinking of? Damn. But now Elsa Revay is lit, boy.
That's
Elsa Revay.
so good.
Close to Paro. Just about 10 minutes away.
From Goodwood.
Yeah, Goodwood. Yes. And you don't say like Goodwood or Paro. Goodwood. Like,
My one uncle says good food.
Is it the same uncle that says Mulliton?
Mulliton, yeah.
They're all in that same WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Damn. What does my daddy say? Also Mulliton.
Mulliton, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Mulliton,
Not
yeah.
Mulliton.
Mulliton.
You want to the 2 subscribers.
Our
there.
way to the
Yeah.
uncles in
Yeah.
our lives. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
You
100%.
gave us this podcast.
Before you go on,
Yes.
well, can we just shout out TikTok? Because I saw we hit over 50K the other day.
Oh.
And that's
And isn't it from Lizanne doing this?
yeah. We should do. I should do like a compilation.
yes, you have to. You have to. En het vraag dat je dat... Please do it. It is hilarious.
Please don't unsubscribe, Lizanne.
Yeah, Rizan, please, you shouldn't unsubscribe.
To the TikTok
Yeah,
videos.
yeah.
Thank you for following.
Are we?
Shout out to you. And if you want to see more of us, there's so many things I want to say. Like, for example, why am I dressed like this? You know, what day is it? You know what I'm saying? Why is my nails long?
Yeah.
That was, you know what I'm saying? Why is my hair not cut? Because JP always min diesel and I'm the most diesel.
Yeah.
Did you see the price of diesel, actually?
True, boy. True.
So It's actually a second Eid coming up. Because whenever you tell people it's going to be either like again. Again. Big man, don't you have two religious holidays? Like, is it just us? Is it only us? Yeah. Apparently. It's because it has the same name but needs rebranding.
100%.
So the one is Eid for the fast, the other is Eid for the pilgrimage.
Okay.
Eid al-Adha, the Eid for Hajj, right? So, because my family is slaughtering a sheep, and so you don't cut your nails and your hair until you've slaughtered the sheep, so that it's like every atom on your body is going to receive the reward.
Oof, okay.
Oh.
Okay, so you have...
Dig. That was deep.
Yo!
We just thought he's crying out.
You're getting cold.
I can take these people nowhere.
I heard people like it talk as well. Like, when
My
you
daddy.
mentioned that. Oh, okay. Not far off. But let's get back to the sheep.
Yeah.
Have you eaten a slaughtered sheep already when it's done and made and everything? Oh, okay, yeah, obviously you did because you probably do it.
But
every
have you
year,
been
right?
like
Like
involved in
same
the
day.
process?
Like same day.
It's like same day,
Nah.
like fresh.
Okay.
Nah. Have you? Peak.
That was a
Farm to table.
Yay. Stunning. Stunning. Not even stunning.
You say
Listen to me saying it's
Chef's kiss.
stunning.
Farm to table.
Man, we are missing out.
We're missing out.
Like
the ancestors knew
yeah.
best. Yeah.
Guys, my stomach will never be the same. Like I am.
Mine
Yo.
definitely won't. Neither will the toy.
No, but it's not even that bad. Like, so I come from my dad's side of the family is black, and so there's obviously traditional things, stuff that happen, and even my grandfather's side also when there's a funeral we slaughter as well.
Okay.
It actually only happened like twice when I was much younger, but and then I was like, I see them bringing the sheep, and I was like. Eat this thing now. Because now the big people are talking, what was nog aan eating. And I'm like, why are we eating this thing? Like, boss, no. Why are we eating things that's making sounds?
Yeah.
Why can't we just buy the packs at Excellent?
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out.
The
Excellent.
butchery and so.
Moon approved.
And then, so obviously now we have to dish because that's the only food there is. It's made with basmati rice. And I'm like, I'm just going to eat rice.
See, Jasmine.
Guys, that
You
sheep.
Change your life.
I think that's great though. That is very great.
Soft, succulent.
But also, you cannot start succulent and not tell our listeners who is Elsa.
We're going to be here all night.
That's how we invited you.
Yeah, you mentioned that your father is a black man.
Interesting story.
So take us there.
Okay, so Elsa from Elsie's,
Thank you.
now in Pinelands.
Oh.
Yes, since 2018. I'm very proud to say that I did my good. I did.
Nice to have nice roads.
Oh.
Tennis courts, paddle courts.
Paddle courts.
courts.
That's
Coffee shop
crazy.
across the road.
Sit.
So yeah, I come from Elsie's.
Sorry. No, continue.
And live in Pinelands with hubby. And so I like saying I have a blended family, 4 kids, 2 of which is my hubby's, and then 2 of mine. So we share a daughter. They live with us. The other kids live with their moms. But people say, oh, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I have 4 beautiful kids. I just told somebody yesterday. So I've got 4 sweet and sour kids.
Yo.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna do that thing and lie to you. Now my kids walk in here and they're like, but you said they're beautiful. I'm not gonna do that. I won't lie to you. I'll tell you. That one and that one. Shame please their souls. Love my kids. But they are not your access to joy. So if you don't have them yet, don't fetch them. Don't.
Okay.
You don't need to go.
Okay, wait. So the views
Yes,
expressed
yeah. Please
on the
do.
podcast.
Yes.
is only Elsa's.
And mine.
And also Laos.
And also Laos.
Yeah.
But if you do not have children, you want children, it's your right, it's your prerogative.
Yeah.
Actually, it's, you know how like we didn't really ask to be here.
Yeah.
But like now that we're making lemonade.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
So that's what we're here for. We just want to hear like what sugar did you add to make your lemonade so liquor. So continue with your story and stop it at the same time.
So yeah, also from Elsie's, I'm in balance now, and mom of 4, wife of 1. Not intending on having any more of after my husband. I'm done. Might just get cats. No, can't do this marriage anymore. Oh no. Love him to bits. But yeah, and I like to say by ministry, not by profession, because I believe it is a ministry. I'm in HR learning and development specialist. So I decided to take a sabbatical off from work last year in July from what you were speaking about earlier. And I was just like, I'm done. I need to plow back. Love youth development. I can work with the youth every day, all day. So I do work readiness training in schools, use my own resources. I've got an NPC called the Work Gen, where I go into schools, work with grade 11s and matrics and then post-matrics. And then I've got a small little recruitment company. So I work with business schools where I find placements for interns and I don't charge a cent. Hear me out. Why I don't. It is really a ministry. And when the time comes, if God says, listen, this is how we need to pivot now. Now you need to make money. I do here and there make a bitchy money plus. That's why you get married to a man that makes money for you.
Oh, please.
But I literally took the sabbatical so that I tell people I've worked for 16 years of my life. I'm 33 this year. Do the math, that's half of my life. I'm moeg. And it just didn't become rewarding. I also needed to be a present mom and wife as well. Upskilled myself during the time because that was the goal. And I did that. And now I'm like, okay, now I'm just waiting on direction. And I'm getting my direction. So I go into schools to work readiness, find job placement also for post-matrics and for interns as well. But I'm that one person. It's very different with what I do. I give you the reality of the shit show.
Cool. So let's start there. The shit show that you are describing. What is it about the program that we have currently that is not that work readiness is addressing? Because there is this misconception that when you finish school, you are able to then step into a job or do something. But the same thing is even at a university level. You can study a degree and now you must enter the workforce thinking you know what to do when that is an entirely different skill to learn.
Yeah, so our curriculum, education system and curriculum is unfortunately not designed. Our teachers are not trained to actually give that. Yes, there's Allo. You spoke about Allo not too long ago with Clayton about that subject, and you were 100% spot on. You're talking about everything else in Allo except the actual things. It's life orientation. The name says it, or life skills. So I will come in and do what teachers can't do. So you're there to execute the curriculum. I'm there to give you a little bit of a break and give the kids the reality to make your load as a teacher a little bit lighter so that the children know I'm there to learn. I need to push and get a good report or a good certificate so I can get a decent paying job. And then I'm also there to make sure that you understand you are a Chappie's bubblegum. I want to look into the camera and say this.
What flavor?
You are the green Chappie's bubblegum. You're not even... So the berry one, that one gets hard very quick. Just nog niet daar nie. Daar is levels. The Chappie's bubblegum is ding, flavors uit. Now I'm duck of you.
To choose out.
Klaar. And now you can be a berry flavor because no chase, no heart now. So we get you from the Chappie's bubblegum. We get you to be the berry flavor. Now you're stubborn, but I don't want to throw you away because you still liquor in my mouth. So that is what I try to tell the learners. And also, you're a sponge. Absorb. But you're not there to be squeezed out. I'm sorry. Dan gooi je response weg. Know when it's your time to say, I've grown enough. I have learned enough. Now I need to go somewhere else. and go and grow some more. We teach the kids about not being stagnant in the workplace. We teach them how to deal with the auntie and the uncle that is now antique, that believes they're going to inherit the company. Auntie, you just on the same level as me, but you are that Debbie in finance. So, shout out to the Debbies.
I'm also a Debbie.
Debbie in finance, but I'm sure you're not so a Debbie with the old Berkies.
No, it's now most Crocs.
But you're not a pain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Debbie is a pain. Debbie in finance, working there.
Speak for yourself.
65. So, yeah, we try to teach them real life things, like, and how to combat.
But I think
the real world of work.
and that's amazing, right? But I think we should also highlight that this is not something teachers can't do, right?
100%. No,
This is something that they just, like you said, capacity and curriculum is something that they need to focus on.
100%.
So it's also to know that this is meant to facilitate and add to that, so that we can make sure that we have the students benefit the most.
I'm not there to take your job as a teacher. I'm not there to make you look bad. I am your best friend. I am there to collaborate with you. Yeah. I'm there to make your life a little bit easier, because our kids are almost scoff. Like, our kids are rude. So I'm there to do that for you, to give your kids the reality, because you spend most of the time as a teacher trying to settle down a classroom. I come in trying to help you with that, to come and be that vibe in the class, etc. And also to make kids understand that your teacher is there to teach you. And if she's not there, you are going to miss her like a sneaky brood in a bietjie water. Because when you go out into the real world, way.
I'm here for these idiomatische uitdrukkings.
I love it.
Because one of the things we noticed, that the burden of the education department, the burden of government, whatever, is taking kids and bridging the gap between making sure that they're educated, qualified, and then employable. And how can we close that distance? You know, because right now it's 3 different things. It's three separate things. And I think you make people employable.
100%.
But how do we, as a tough question,
very hard. So hard.
Because I think, if I think about it, like, for example, myself and JP, we went to university and we got qualified. But did that make us employable? I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? JP, you did accounting.
So the program, I wouldn't say it makes you employable. It gives you the ability to do the job.
Yeah.
The employable is what the articles. So I studied accounting, but articles is the time when you're meant to learn. You're meant to understand what it takes to do those tasks and understand why they are being done. You're not meant to be the finished product when you get out of university. So fortunately, because of my profession, I had 3 years to develop that skill. And importantly, not suffer major consequences when making a mistake, because that is what it's designed to be. Because then at the end of year 7, I should be able to do this thing after 3 years of working.
I feel it's harder for you guys that go to university. I think the kids that decide to go work after school as it lekker, because now they're in it.
Okay.
I feel like you guys have it harder, because you go to lectures, that man speaks, or that lady just speaks to you, and you need to figure it out on your own. Now you go do articles or your interns. So I place interns as well. And I also do work readiness. They don't give me a lot of airtime, like the tertiary institutions, except Tiba, love them. They don't give me the airtime like Tiba does to actually have a full day session with these interns, because there's so many questions that they have, especially around how to manage mental health in the workplace as well. It's a big topic for me as well when I do this. But I feel like you guys have it the hardest, because now you go do articles. You didn't have that work readiness. You are going there as somebody you want to be an accountant. You want to be a CA. I studied for 800 years for this. Now you come and you're told you need to go and shred the paper in the storage. I feel 100% prep a meeting. You're not a secretary, but then I say it's a lie. They lie to you and tell you that this is how you start. No, there's a scope that you need to complete when you go and do your articles, when you do your internship. For example, we get logbooks. So after 13 years, I decided to be the one to go finish a whole module, income tax module. Story for another day. Yeah. And there's a logbook you complete. So you have to obviously go do 18 months of practical work in the workplace. I did mine already before, even like years ago, I did mine already. And when I look at the logbook, I'm like, but I didn't do all of this. You then told me I must go shred paper. You told me I need to go and buy milk at the bottom because there's no milk in the meetings. I feel you guys have it 10 times harder.
So we do have a list of competencies.
Yeah.
And that's
making coffee.
That's one of the skills that's off the list.
Yeah.
But I think that really gets focused onto the latter stages.
Yeah.
I think when you are, there's still that mentality that it's almost like if you understand the grunt work, you'll understand the bigger tasks. And I think like you said, that's not what you're meant to do.
Yes.
But it's kind of also part of that,
the journey.
That development. But you are meant to get the list of competencies done over the 3 years. That's the idea.
Did they mark everything? You're competent for everything?
No, there's just certain... if Psych is listening, yes. But... it's still to be questioned. So is that you were saying?
No, I was like, how?
Oh, what?
Like, how does... Like, you know what it feels like? It feels almost like this is your family house and you must go wash dishes. And that's going to make you a better person.
100%.
And I'm like, how? You know what I'm saying? Because probably, yes. Probably yes. Somewhere, Mr. Miyagi, wax on, wax off.
I think you start valuing. I think when I explain it to the varsity kids, they also ask me like, okay, so what if they ask me to go make coffee? I said, you make the coffee. You're a newbie there, and this is how you're going to overcome this. You make it as if you're going to get paid to do it, and it's the best thing that's going to make you stand out in your KPIs and KPAs. But here's the part you need to also be mindful of. You need to now ask the question, okay, till when do I do this? You need to network in your workplace.
Because that was going to be my answer to that, is that the coffee is the activity, right?
100%.
But remember, every other first year is also making coffee at that point.
Unless you're a Nepo baby.
Unless you're a Nepo baby. Yeah. But that's then the crew that you start developing relationships with.
The cleaner.
I like this conversation.
And that's
cleaner in the kitchen, JP.
I love it, Alice.
That is how I grew.
And I think it's important, and at least for me, it doesn't matter what role you are at the company. Everyone has a role to play. So the way you treat the person that is cleaning, the way you treat your first years, is of the same importance as you do your CEO and your boss.
Because that essentially was what I was thinking now. Is this just like, because obviously, like you spoke about competencies, but at the end of the day, you are part of an organization. Could this be considered part of your company culture? Is this how you sort of like seed your way into like the ethos, the values of the company through these sort of softer skills and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, again,
why?
Because so I'm someone who's very much, I'm in management, right? And I'm very much like intentional with like everything I do and everything I give you. There's a spice behind this. There's a flavor that you need to understand of this. And I wouldn't get someone to make me a cup of tea or a cup of coffee.
Look, some of them just take advantage. Let's be real. They take advantage because you're the newbie, especially if you like me. I was very bubbly, wanted to fit in everywhere. I'm a nervy Murphy. I just don't want to show it. Like, I just want to fit in everywhere. I'm an extra. I need everybody to like me because I had a goal. I had a succession plan for myself, just like every other company has a succession plan that they don't speak about. They're not allowed to speak about. So, they just take advantage. But like somebody asked me the other day in the session, so Miss E, what do I do if they do ask me like every day to make coffee?
Miss E.
Yes. Miss E. To my people. So I said, you do it.
Yeah.
But when are you going to ask? When are you planning on asking the question? So sorry, for how long do I need to do this still?
Okay.
I still have X, Y, and Z still that I need to get to the areas that I need to grow.
Yeah.
And network. Go speak to people. Don't just be stuck in your department. And don't listen to Debbie. That's going to tell you, nie kani, moenie haprati. So net hier.
Listen to JP.
I want to know,
Mr. J.
because there's like this. We spoke about this in a recent episode. There's this trap that you've absolutely,
Yes,
absolutely. Please drink it. There's this trap.
Do you
that
not have an idiom for the water drinking?
Hold up, sorry. Anyway, there's this trap that you fall into when we, especially in South Africa, where we feel like, okay, cool, we have our job, we like have our qualifications, and now we're gonna study further, right? And then we specialize and we become kind of obsolete and become now, what's it, overqualified, right? And so you're hearing more and more of these type of stories. So now my question is, to that end, what is the value of skills development and upskilling, and what should you consider when you are doing those things?
Okay. So I tell I'll start by saying this, and you guys are probably going to check me out after this. I don't believe that kids that have been in school for 12 years should go to study.
Okay.
You should not be there unless you really are driven. Then yes. But I feel like you should take a break to upskill. So how do you upskill?
Okay.
Vocational training, hard skills. Go and do that short course at Get Smarter UCT. Go do that data analysis. Go and do research and see what is a need. Where will I get a job quicker and still be paid a decent salary? Data analysis, as we know. A writer, a content creator as well. I always encourage them to do that. Go and study at places such as College of Cape Town. Go to Northlink College if you want to be a boilermaker, even if your dad is a doctor. And deep down in your soul, you can't stop dreaming about working on the docks as a boilermaker. Go. Don't overlook learnerships as well. Those are the things that we don't speak to our kids because it's considered as a last resort. Skills development is important. I can tell you when I went to study straight after school, worst decision of my life. I went to Northlink. My grandma wanted an accountant in the house because everybody failed her.
Okay.
9 kids. 3 grandkids you're looking after and 6 of your own. Epic fail, and you invested all of your time into these kids. She was adamant, you're the chosen one. You are going to go, I'm the goat of the family. Worst decision ever. Like, and I wanted to do education. I wanted to do HR. I knew that was my path. And she said, nope, no money in that. Because she was an educate teacher. So she believed that there was no money in that.
Okay.
And obviously I got pregnant in my finals. I went to go and work. And I wish that I just did some upskilling. I wish that I went to a TVET college instead. Like, don't overlook that. Skills development is important. I tell my learners, go and do short courses, 10 weeks of just learning to do data analysis or whatever. You'll get paid better than me. You will. Take a break.
But now, why is the conversation around doing TVET like not as loud as going to universities?
You know why? Because universities has a brand. They have set the stage for themselves. You're the top of the top. Your top sports people come from there. You always hear about the people you aspire to be like coming from these universities. So that is, and unfortunately, our parents are to blame also for that. They have created this culture of a fixed mindset and not a growth mindset that you must go to university because I need to prove to Auntie Mel next door that my child is going to make it and my child isn't going to be pregnant with 10 kids like her kids. So there's that competition also in the colored communities and even in the black communities. I come from both. In both communities. And the TVET colleges is the last resort.
Yeah.
Because auntie dinge se kind het aan toe gaan, maar hy staan op die hoeke elke aand en roep die mense.
But I do want to also highlight that the TVET colleges provide training and skills
Yes.
that is not available at university.
That's the other thing.
So,
yes.
for example, to your point, boilermaker, plumbing,
yes,
fitting internal, those sort of skills, which I would also add is transferable to any other country in the world.
yes, correct.
Australia is always looking for plumbers.
Yes.
And the Americas always looking for these trades. Farmers, agriculture. It's not just designed for people that go to university.
Correct.
And I think it's because, to your point, our community hasn't seen someone succeed in that. So we steer away from that because we don't know someone that has a successful plumbing company.
And I have that story.
And I think it's important that we highlight that not everyone is meant to be an accountant. That
100%.
is okay.
Yeah. Show me. If you look at me. No.
She's doing my face.
Yeah.
No.
That's too kind.
But I always do this face. That's how I pick it up so quickly when you do it. I was like, oh. So 100%. So coming back to what you were saying, I wanted to mention that universities again don't offer what TVETs are offering. And again, we haven't seen somebody succeed in the community. My aunt, unfortunately. So my grandparents have 6 kids. Aunt is the baby. Aunt got everything. Oupa het geloop van Elsies to airport and from the airport back home again, just so that he could provide. My auntie wore the best of the best clothes. I got hand-me-downs because first of all, you don't even belong here. You're orphan, you're my lozy. So be happy with what you get. So I've witnessed this. She was like my big sister. Smart. A's or what you have a 7s now, right through. And she went to a school of her choice. And my granny sent her there because they trusted and believed that you're going to excel. She wanted to go to a technical school because that's what she wanted to do. She wanted to do engineering. Fine. Failed a few times, twice in grade 9 and then failed grade 10. And then she's like, listen, just send me to Wingfield. And my grandpa's like, okay, cool. My grandpa, guys, bless his soul, he's still alive. I love that man. He's my G, but I feel so sorry for him. She wasted all his money. She obviously went into substance. And then that is when my granny's like, you are going to do this. You need to, we were the family that was, we were permiscuited about, at church and in the community. So to your point, it's because the community hasn't seen somebody good come from there. But what about the ones that did come? We don't speak about them.
And it's also...
We fail to celebrate them.
What also tends to happen, and I'm glad we're having this, what also tends to happen is the ones that do make it out don't go back.
No, we don't go back.
Yes, You always find a way. You always find a way to move away.
Yes,
and also it's about protecting yourself.
My peace,
because you can't be everyone's shoulder, right?
I'm not a 911.
And I think it's important. I think it's very important to align with what your skill set is.
100%.
Because at the end of the day, that is all you have.
Yes.
And I do think now, especially the Get Smarters, the short courses are not more accessible, but you can do it part-time.
Yes.
You can even do it in your school holidays if you want to.
Yes, that's what I promote.
And those are the types of things that gives you access to a career without having to do a 3-year course.
100%. And you'll figure, Razan, and you'll figure it out along the way.
Yes.
You don't have it figured out at 18. Go live your life. I have a almost 13-year-old who's going to high school. Mind you, didn't get a high school. It's been a very just short time in my house. But I have this rule. You're not going to go study on my money after school. He says he wants to do sports science. Loves sports. His English teacher is here. He can vouch for that. But I told my son, don't have it all figured out now. Love your life. You're 13. I had to look after my baby sister. When I was 13, I had no business being a deputy parent. None. Don't have it figured out. Go and do those short courses so that you can find your purpose. Yeah. You have your passion, then you're going to find your purpose and it will all align.
I have a lot to say.
Ooh, sorry.
No, and I'm not doing this to be antagonistic.
Yeah.
I'm simply just like, again, perspective.
Yeah.
Because I think you speak about that sort of, I guess, will of your grandmother. A lot of us have like an internal drive where it's like, we have to make it so that we can take our family out of this condition. And so, unfortunately, coupled with the fact that we have this high drive and need, we also have this campaigning that happens by these institutions, and they speak about the highest earning potential.
Yes.
And I think that's the separation that we get between university degrees and TVET qualifications.
Yeah.
And so, how do we navigate that like need for greed, if you will? Actually, greed is not the right word. I think it is that we just want to solve all our problems at once.
So remember, the studies are based that people that have degrees have higher earning potentials, right?
Yeah.
But the factor that it can never quantify is effort. So when you put in a higher level of effort in whatever skill that you have, your earning potential will be higher.
Yes.
That's just how it is. So on average, people that have degrees earn more, but we don't know what level of effort that they do in their jobs to earn that. And I think if you are driven by the metric, the more effort you put in, the more money you will get out. And I think it's important that in any degree, in any career, you are in the driver's seat. You are the one that determines what direction you should be going.
Absolutely.
And that's we always have the thinking that I need to go, get this job. This job is where I'm going to succeed in. But allowing yourself to develop the skills to acquire that job will put you in a better footing than wanting that job just from a glance.
I love what Rizan said about getting your family out. I love that. I just want to say that I love that. I don't do that. Just funny. I don't. And this is what sure, it's such an emotional topic. Mind me if I cry, I'm a cry baby.
And then I'm gonna
why?
cry.
And then I can watch.
Because accountants don't cry.
Just balance the books.
In your savings. It's so
Nice.
emotional because when I go into these workshops, all these kids ever want to do is go to university to take my mommy and my daddy and my brother and my sisters out of our circumstances. And I have to be that person that consistently reminds them. And some parents have wanted to probably shoot me already. Thankfully, they can't find me. I have to tell them it's not your responsibility. Because what if you're blocking your passion? What if you're blocking your purpose? Because all you believe your purpose is to save your family. One, you didn't ask to be here. Two, your parents didn't do you a favor raising you because it is your human right to have a roof over your head, education,
Cooking.
food, and a good education. Yes, it's not in the Bill of Rights saying, or the Child Children's Rights saying, yeah, quality education. Yes, it is your right. You deserve a quality education in order to do better than your parents did. But allow that to be your child's decision to want to take you out, not save you. I will not. I tried that. And it got me, sure. I don't even want to go into that story. And I just was like, I need to choose my peace. And that's what I also promote around mental health. Kids are driven to do what their parents want them to do. And kudos to your parents, your family, for actually raising such a brilliant gentleman. Like you are so driven to do what you want to do. Whereas some kids don't have that. And I'm there to give you the reality and say, so what about your passion and purpose? So I had to wait 10 years later to accept that it's okay not to finish my finance diploma. And I'm doing that thing you said I mustn't do. So I get where you're coming from. But so I have a rule. My kids are not going to go study on my and my husband's money. We are waiting for the first one to turn 18 so we can, yes, 3 more to go. Let's go. They're falling off the food chain. Come on, my love. My retirement is looking good. Yes. This is why I tell my son, you have the 5 years of high school is the best years of your life. Mommy and daddy is going to be so resourceful for you. We are going to give you everything you need. Maybe what you want, but we're going to teach you. You are to an advantage better than my students are because mommy's here to give it to you 5 years earlier. But I'm going to help you apply. I'm going to help you with the registration fees. I'm going to help you with your application fees. I'm going to help you with your books and your laptop and whatever. But I'm not paying your fees. Unless you have proven to me in the 5 years of being on high school that this is actually my passion.
Okay.
If I see you excelling in your sports, then I'm like, okay, my love, ons manori pensioen vat.
Bye-bye, Mauritius.
Show me friendship. Whoa. No. I'm paying 50%. Come up with the other 50%. But what's wrong? My question I always ask is, with the kids that says, no, university, because my friends are going and I want to go. So okay, your parents don't have money, right? Yeah, you can't get a bursary. So what's wrong with going to UNISA and working? What about that? It's worked. It has worked. Fund your own studies. And then you'll see the value of it, of studying and plowing back into yourself. Dan gaan jy my weer ko sê, hy wil nie meer met my ma pa savvy. So right,
but I can see there can be quite a few listeners, and you've probably experienced few parents that say, but Elsa, I must put them through that. I wanted them to be there.
100% and you can. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna do it. It's not
because
worth
remember,
it.
it's all done again
Yes.
with the best of intentions.
Yes, of
To
course.
set the child up for success.
100%.
Or what you deem to be.
But what is your actual intention as a parent? What do you want? Is that child your investment? Is that child your return on your RA? Is that your retirement annuity? Is that child your pension fund? What do you want back? There's something you want back as a parent. You're going to remind that child, I paid your way through this life.
Okay, that's what it's about. That's what it's about.
So as a parent, we need to sit down and ask ourselves, what do I want? Because I can tell you, if I pay my sons, I probably would. I'm just being hardcore right now. This is my baby. I'll go pay that kid. I'm going to pay for everything. I even have like a savings for his car at 18. It's his crown birthday when he turns 18. That's in 5 years. Brother, you're getting a car. I don't care what Uncle JP and Razani is saying.
Time stamp it now.
You're getting it.
Sure.
You know why? Because that thing's going to teach you accountability. It's going to set you up. There's a plan. Plan. Jy my ko optel.
So
I probably would pay. Because I see the passion, I see the drive. But all I want in return is for you to be successful and not come and knock on my door and use a return ticket I never gave you. Yeah, you probably could. Sometimes some of us fall. But I've given you everything, man. I've trained you. Daddy's a sergeant major. Daddy in the house, okay, not like military, but in the house, a sergeant major. Like, he's Major Payne. Daddy has now drilled you. Like, why do you need a return ticket? Why are you making these illiterate financial decisions?
Wow.
You have no place doing that. You saw mommy grind. Mommy was honest with you, transparent. Daddy was as well. Why are you? So I ask parents, so what do you want out of the deal? Big ups to Muslim people. Can I just say that?
Sure.
I'm scared.
Category.
I'm scared for this.
Can I tell you why?
Go. I'm listening.
Because they slaughter.
Inshallah.
That too.
Mashallah.
One thing I love about Muslim people and the community, that like he works from 9 years old already in the shop. Number one.
Slave labor.
Chill out. Chill out, bro. Chill out, bro. It's Lila.
It's development. You're training in development. Yes. Vocational training. And then your parents, they don't even know it. They actually help you find your passion and purpose because they lead by such good examples.
Okay.
I've seen, they cannot be how inside of the house, but what I've seen, they lead by good example. So you follow in dad and mommy's footsteps. And you now maybe become a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever, an engineer, etc. And you can still live with mommy and daddy for X amount of time. And mommy and daddy will then purchase a property for you. Not all of them, but maybe like a house for you, a flat. And they will see to you for 6 months. And even if you don't have food, you can use your return ticket. But when mommy and daddy wants to go to Mecca, you guys show up. The kids And even with medical issues and what, you show up for your parents, but your parents never asked it for. From what I know.
Yeah. Because we said a lot. Like there was a lot said, and I think the spirit of it is, what is family for? If not like those little concessions, if you will. Like nepotism is vital. You need it.
My kids are nepo babies.
Excuse me?
My kids are nepo
Most.
babies.
And
I
as
love
it
it for
be.
my kids. Shout out nepo babies.
And as it should be. Because I'm listening to you and I'm because it's one of those things where like I agree with you and I agree with him and I agree with everyone in the room right now. What I'm trying to do is, okay, cool. What if I didn't? And I started putting myself in that particular space. And I think it's so say my now.
Hey. I go like,
like say my now we weren't this color.
Yes.
Say we come from a different demographic. Right? Where success is like, some of us, success is just given to us, thrust upon us, born with it. Right? And we don't have that, like, we won't have that stress of plan A has to work out. And then the freedom that you can sort of pursue your passion, pursue you can make mistakes along the way, comes from having that. And that's privilege. So I think where we as adults, future parents, current parents,
don't do it. Kidding.
And me in my job also, one of the things that I preach to my kids is, guys, the one thing I want you to experience is privilege.
Oh, yes.
Because privilege is going to be the deciding factor at the end of the day. Because it's also going to be the case of, okay, cool, privilege is going to allow you to graduate from high school and choose your path. The fact that you can choose a path and you're not being pushed into a path, that's privilege. Then the fact that you can then stay successful, privilege. The fact now you have access to a network, privilege. And that's just sort of, we as communities, I don't believe we should be as harsh. You know what I'm saying? Because our kids don't have privilege.
100%. I fully agree with you. We need to have a balance of gentle parenting and a little bit of
tough love.
100%.
Yeah. As long as the love is there, it can be tough.
But remember, privilege can also be through lessons. And not necessarily lessons that you have encountered, but some that your peers have.
Yeah.
So the access to privilege doesn't necessarily have to come from the bloodline.
Most.
It can come from those around you.
Also, that's a crazy statement. The bloodline, wild.
I agree with you. Can I tell you why? Because I'm the example.
The goat.
I am. That's my bloodline. That. Nanny Morani. Oh no, Channel O. But from friends, learning from their parents that set the example, and I'm like, yo, so this is another life. I want this life. Like, and I was there.
But again, coming to that, because you mentioned earlier that you don't see successful people in that particular space. And that's also privilege. The fact that you have access to friends who can teach you these lessons.
100%.
And I find that like a lot of the times we insular, we spend time with people that look like us and then we have the same shared experience.
Yes.
And so that's
insular experience.
And that's
I'm gonna use that.
And that's my last kind of like that's my last like pro-university take, because I was subtle about it. Because when you go to university, that's the thing that you're exposing yourself to.
Yes.
The true variety of experience and shared lived experiences. That's how, for example, Lal and I on our best friends and this podcast in a way exists.
Networked.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Privilege.
And also the lack thereof when you walk on. I think most UCT students would experience this when you see a car that's worth your entire house.
We're demoralizing.
Okay,
it can go the other direction.
Also, I would be go for it.
Sorry, also one of our
Miss E to a friend.
Sorry, Miss E. We have a Miss G that's a part of the GenC podcast. That's not here right now, but She's our head researcher.
Yeah.
Our manager of sorts is Gabby. Shout out. What up? So she prepared some questions for you.
Yeah.
Right, because she has a background in TVET. She's a publisher. She produces textbooks for TVET colleges, you know, and then she uses this word QCTOs.
Yes.
I have to ask, what does that mean?
QCTO. Okay. Oh. What does it mean again? I have to meet Quality Council. QCT. Food. Wait. There's an
Tamafu.
Because I then also want to know what is CETA.
Isn't it the Sector Education Training Authority?
Yes, it's that.
Correct.
100% no. That 100% I know. But
We're going to come back to that in the comments. Tell us what QCT is. So she had so many liquor questions. Okay, that's fine. Because you touched on a lot of this, but this one I think will be cool. So Gabby says, I see some of your training and facilitating is to do with teaching soft skills and work readiness preparation. Not everyone has a network of family members or has gone to these kinds of schools that can advise them on the working world or certain professional environments. How can people ensure that they put their best foot forward or set themselves apart to make sure they are not at a disadvantage? Can I give you the question?
No, I heard you. No, I heard you.
Okay.
Now you set yourself apart. Be authentic. Read. Our youth are failing to read, to comprehend. And it sounds like, huh? I asked you this question, so give me a read. Because when you start practicing that, when you start implementing that, when you make that second nature to read, to comprehend, and not only when you need to study or when you need to do something in the world of work, you're going to then start doing research. You're going to start becoming teachable. Be teachable.
She cooked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the kitchen straight cooking stuff. Right?
Yeah, Migos.
Be teachable.
Okay, that's a great segue to our social media question. So we asked our audience on Instagram. Thank you so much for following us on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
We're not at 50K, but we're at 30 something. That's still sexy. So the question is, what is the most important soft skill needed in 2025? Right. So while you're thinking,
I have the answer.
oh, right. Okay, wait, just hold on.
Let's think.
Let's quickly just see. So Shani, sorry, I'm saying people's names, but Shani, shout out, says empathy and self-awareness. Your self-awareness is vital.
Yeah, that's massive.
Because I do hope this email finds you well, but like, did you send it well?
Find you in good spirits, good health.
Goodness me.
Self-awareness.
Because Victor at this year also said self-awareness, and I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I really want to need this person's name, but they said 2 people. I'm saying your name. Mickey Obvi and a storm in a B cup. I'm bringing back people's Instagram names though. They said active listening.
Be anonymous now. Is that not the decision?
That's fine.
I know, but like your name is Storm in a B cup and I'm here for it. Active listening. And as podcasters, that's something for us we need to also take into account.
Yes,
right?
please.
And the last one, I just like, this is so funny. Knowing how to play off the moment you cut something with the wrong side of the knife.
Yeah.
Not literally, but I see where this was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
In meetings with senior people, yes. Ken your sack, but self-awareness.
Oh, actually,
Self-awareness.
did we take your answer?
Yes, self-awareness. Empathy will always be there. But self-awareness, when you have self-awareness, you have people skills. You know how to communicate. You know how to catch yourself. You know your boundaries.
Yeah.
You know who to speak to. You know what to speak about.
Okay.
Self-awareness. And with self-awareness, there will always be alignment. Check yourself at night. Sit down after a long day. I do this in the car, 30 minutes in the car. I send my husband a message, I can't come up now. I need to gather myself. That's self-awareness. Reflect. Meditate as well. And not, I should have done this, I should have done that. Just what did I learn? Teachable. Be teachable to yourself as well.
Can we just stay there for like a little bit?
Okay.
No, because I feel like I'm someone that's self-aware. Right? But then I learned recently, if your self-awareness is only there to tell you what you did wrong, you're not actually
You're
self-aware.
not
You're just a
self-aware.
bully
Yes.
on yourself.
Your biggest critic of yourself. You are your biggest bully.
Yeah.
100% I agree with you.
And it's
Wow.
and it's so important that self-awareness extends into what did you get right.
Yeah.
Yes. What did I achieve?
Yes.
What am I celebrating? What is my success? Because you're always going to have a bully. It's fun. So my mom is my biggest bully, right? Grootste. And that's fine. You already have one bully. You have another bully in the workplace. These two. Wow, great. You don't need to be your biggest bully.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah, my
took
mom
turns. So JP has a game for us.
Yes. So it's a game that we like to call fact or fake.
Okay. Not so much now.
No,
That's
no,
coming.
no, it's
Yeah.
coming. It's coming.
That's coming. Don't worry.
Yo, sorry. I'm actually sorry.
The excitement is real. So I'm going to give you a statement,
Yeah.
and you just say whether it is fact or fake,
Okay.
right? So
I'm also playing with. Sorry, we
Yeah,
are
yeah,
a team.
a team.
Okay.
Gang.
so the fact is lemons can float, but limes sink.
Okay.
You have to say then limes don't. That would have been fire.
Is-
Because now it's a lie.
Wait, quick. Wait,
sorry.
yo.
Lemons float
Sounds, yo.
and limes sink.
Lemons float and limes sink.
Sorry.
No.
Fact or fake?
It's a sick. It would be a sick fact though, if it was true.
I think it's
I
fact.
feel like I'm in an
I think-
English class now.
I think
Like,
it's fake.
You think it's fake?
yo.
I think it's fact. Made the record
Oh,
stay.
what I will say though is that like I learned recently that like lemons as we have it now is like a genetic mutation. So life didn't actually give us lemons. We did that shit.
Yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it floats. Damn,
Guys,
I
can
took
we just
myself
take
out
two
of
steps
it.
back?
Okay, I'm gonna get.
Two
So you
steps
said
back.
yes.
Wait, I know we have the answer, but wait, I'm trying to think lemons
Is it the answer though?
float.
And
Lemons
limes
float
sink.
and
What's
limes
happening
sink. A lemon is heavy. So lemon's gonna sink.
Yeah.
And a lime is gonna float.
But
Because I have lime in my drinks.
I'm so much heavier
So-
than a lemon, but I can float.
That's why you're the lime of my life.
Right.
So it is true.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
buddy.
Limes.
I got it.
Okay,
Yes.
that's
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
That's
And then the next one is people see in only 3 colors, and then your eye just merges it together.
Whoa.
a rigibber.
But I leave this to the scientists to answer because I feel like it's a science question. You can answer it.
So I mean, it's not
Black,
far
white?
fetched. It's not far fetched
Okay.
because like cyan, magenta, and yellow are like sorry.
Hey.
Cyan, blue, magenta, like pink,
Yeah.
and then yellow are the 3 colors that like in your print that makes up like all the different
Everything.
colors.
Yeah.
That's I'm like it's not far fetched.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like the basic principle of RGB.
Yeah, RGB, right? Or like the fact that there's 3 primary colors. Like it's
Okay.
but now it's giving too good to be true. Like now it's actually pissing me off. like this.
I love when his hand always starts on the one side. And then he convinces himself.
Like it's actually
he's
missing
on the
out.
other side.
He's self-aware, Jay.
Because it like it just makes too much sense and now it's a lie. And I'm saying it's a lie because I'm a conspiracy theorist and I'm saying it's a lie.
Okay.
I don't care anybody can disagree, but I'm saying it's a lie.
Okay, so you say it's false.
Did you make content in COVID?
Why?
About like conspiracy theories? Oh.
Missy? Fact or fake?
You know what? No? Can I tell you something? I'm still stuck on the fact, and I know it's gonna go wee, but I'm still stuck on this word that you used because it's giving, like, for example, when I do CV writing as well. So when people say, when I have in the thing adept, then I'm like, you don't use that. It's highly skilled. So this word that you used, but then you said it was pink. Then
Magenta.
Magenta.
Yeah, just like, so I couldn't just say it's pink.
Well, I think like
You think it's fake?
You are my today.
I also think it's fake because you said three colors,
Yeah,
and then
colors.
you just merge into one. Black, white. Oh, but no. You see, I go deep.
So,
you're
so
gonna get
black is the
grey.
absence of color, and
Yeah.
white is the amalgamation of all colors.
No, so I
all
also
colours.
think it's fake.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
You say number nine
Let's
colors.
go.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go. Let's go.
I said the last.
Do
Do you
Yes.
know? Do you know how
Challenging
many
you.
colors do we see?
It's a million. It's a
Oh.
million. Yeah,
Yo.
it's a million your eye goes through.
Yo!
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
But that's also how you know there's a God. God's
Mm.
because you didn't evolve to be able to do that.
yeah.
So, and the last one is the main ingredient of the dust in your house is dead skin cells.
Oh, that's true.
Fact or fake?
That is true.
Yeah.
I would like to say it's
Unfortunately.
100%.
Is it not the dog's hair?
Unfortunately.
That's in also dust.
Okay.
No, it's a combination of everything.
Oh,
Combination
no.
of it.
Of everything. I'm telling you, Sant, the people that work opposite the construction people, they work there. They skin in my house. It's 100% fact.
The chappies.
100%.
So the main ingredient of dust.
In the house.
In the
like-
house.
In the house.
In the
I would-
house.
I would- If it's in the
Yes.
house, yeah.
Because why am I
That's-
sweeping
out of
3
the house.
times?
Yeah.
Because why
It
am I
is not
sweeping
dust.
3 times a day?
Yeah.
Dust is dirt.
Okay.
If it's out of the house, it's dirt. If it's inside,
It's
it's
dust.
must a mouse and a
rat.
rat. Inside the house, it's
about. Oh my.
houses, mouses.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah.
JK.
Okay, so you
JK.
say-
Okay, what's yours? What's
Lau,
yours?
what's yours?
Because now both of these I've started one point and ended
Yes.
trying to be consistent.
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
actually have no idea.
Yeah,
I have no clue. And I feel bad about that. So I'm just gonna go true because the vibe is true.
I feel like.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Definitely true.
Yeah.
Can I just say this is excellent?
Yeah, very nice. I missed this game.
Big
This
we,
is-
haven't played this,
this
in a
is so
while.
It's
Okay,
hard,
okay.
yeah. It's hard
I
in the
see-
brain. I see it. Yo, he's going to scam me out because he's an English teacher, so he does these
But there's
things.
another game that you play on this show.
Wow.
The game from the bow.
And it's a series of hypothetical questions. And the game is called
Say my
Now.
now.
Say my no.
Say my now. There were 3 skills you could magically add to your own CV. What would they be? Wrong answers only or real? Like,
Well, you guys decide where you want to take this.
sure.
3 skills I could add to my CV
Mhm.
magically.
Mm-hmm.
But I must be skilled in it, nah? Because when they ask me in the interview.
Yeah.
okay.
You automatically.
You would automatically gain.
You
Okay,
would
but wait,
automatically
sorry,
become-
is it hard skills or any soft skills?
There wasn't specific
didn't
hard
say,
or soft.
Oh,
But
Hey,
Okay.
it was just skills.
just right.
I would.
okay.
So
golden.
can I just say that skill, because this is also something that people struggle. Skill and a qualification is
Two
baie
different-
Yeah,
different.
very,
So
very
I get that
different.
clear.
Very,
Yeah.
very different.
I'm
I would.
skilled in Excel.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Definitely instructional designing.
Ooh,
Yo, I would
want
love-
that. Yo,
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But it cost me like 20K. I'm like, maybe I'm
No,
gonna say
15, maybe 12. You can get it for 12.
12 there, but I know it.
Yeah.
I
This,
know
this
it.
is giving I know a guy.
That was a guy. Connect. My brother, sisters,
Stop
boyfriend,
it. Stop it.
helping my husband give me that as a gift. So instructional designing,
Yeah.
designer, data analysis,
Mm.
and web development.
Oh,
Okay.
that's such a dumb-
Yeah, I don't like this too, though, but I would
Yeah.
for the money that it
Yeah,
brings in.
yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
And it's just like you always will like need those things.
Always, I'm always going
That's
to be a
crazy.
need.
Yeah.
I think I would go AI mapping. I think is something that I
Okay,
think
JP.
will be future proof.
Yeah.
I also want to be the last airbender. Because I think it's important that we save the universe
Yes.
while
yes.
we infuse
Yeah,
AI.
Yeah.
And then I think the last skill I would like to crucially develop is a working government.
Oof. Yeah.
A job in government?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. We'll talk off air.
I don't need to give my answer
Uh,
because he cooked.
yeah. He did. He did indeed.
Can you read from the bowl,
Mm.
please?
I'm sorry if everything's gonna.
No.
That's
We love
fine.
you as
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah, it is unnoted.
100%. I say the top of
Yeah.
Say maar nou. No.
Mm.
Who's wanted to do that? Is that what your podcast? Mama, I made it.
Hey yo.
Say maar nou, no.
Mm-hmm.
You knew you had one more day left on the earth. What would be the one thing you'd still like to see on this planet before leaving?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, cool. Wow. Okay. I'm going to give two answers. One is I want to watch the end of One Piece. I just want to see. I just want to see. I just want to see.
I'm sure there's internet in Mars, bro.
Our people are not going to Mars.
Oh, weird, bro. That was a clip back in season 2. That was a clip, bro. Wow. Something I would like to see. I'm going to get emotional. A free Palestine.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
W answer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are not crying.
Sorry.
Yo.
Yeah, in the comments.
Sorry.
What would you like to see for this? We say goodbye to this glorious
your eyes
earth.
are wet. Don't
I'm a
do
crybaby.
this.
I'm a crybaby.
Yo.
Bro, I'm a crybaby.
Me? Got it together.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. I do this. One thing I'd like to see, sure, guys, as a mom, I just want to see my babies make it. That's all, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. Whatever their heart desires, they must just make it and be healthy and be happy and at peace and never ever say, I had to heal from my childhood.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I need my kids. Yeah.
I would like to, and not to, I would like to see because I have a son now. I would like to see him have the opportunity to see him truly happy. Because now the world I create is the one that he's only used to. And I think he'll get to a stage where he can create his own happiness.
Yes.
And getting the chance to see that will be beautiful.
Sure.
So wholesome.
Yeah.
Listen, guys. That's what you tuned in for.
Hey.
Gen Feels podcast.
Podcast. And we're
I
going to
love
keep it
it.
going with this next one because also at the end of the episode, firstly, thank you so much for this. It really has been an absolute joy to have you on. I know JP was in his bag today because normally when I invite someone, then JP JP connected with you, and I appreciate that.
It doesn't look like this.
I'm just like, I'm shocked. Like, it is, I make it like I don't treat any of our guests.
No.
Like,
You look like the nicer one between the two of you, though.
So what we like to ask the guest is, Elsa, can you please provide a message to your younger self?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Before I say that message, this podcast was so wholesome.
Mm.
I came here with all the answers. I can't even, so nervous that I can't even give you what QCTO is, but I know what it is.
Google it.
Yeah. Quality Council, something. Message to my younger self. Council for, there we go, trade and occupation. You, yo guys. Funny thing is I give this message to myself every day. I want to say to my younger self, specifically my 9-year-old self, you know who you are. You know where you come from. You know what happened. And then to my 18-year-old self too. I want to say you are the best mom that this world has ever received. From where you come from, girl, you're the best, mom. You're authentic. You have been living in your truth. And well done on having everything your heart has desired, not materialistically, but healing and forgiving those that have hurt you. Well done for growing. That's what I say to myself every day. And thank you for not. Yeah.
His hand's in danger there. I don't know that.
I mean,
My killers, I'll see you. Yo.
and the C is for crying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But to echo what Rizan said, thank you for coming through.
Yeah.
And I think it's important that we hear these sort of stories. And I think everybody that's in the room will probably also testify to that this was created to have these sort of discussions. It can be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it's about hearing both sides. And then you, the audience, can make your own opinion on those matters.
Absolutely.
Just before we really say goodbye to our guests and our audience, where can people find you? How can people employ your services? And would you like to sort of promote or plug any sort of projects you're working on?
You don't have to ask me twice, baby. So you can find me on TikTok. I do a lot of, my niche on TikTok is development and speaking the real truth.
Okay.
I'm that black sheep in the family that's going to talk about that family manager. That's just unnecessary. So go and watch some of my videos. It's quite fun, humorous. You can find me just just JUST_E. And then on Instagram, it's also just_E_E. And I'm Elsa Marman with 1A on Facebook. There is a link in my bio if you want to acquire my services, but I also provide free resume and CV templates as well for those that can't afford it. Because not everybody has 100 Rand. Like I told you, it's a ministry. It's not a moneymaker. It will get there. Feel free to go and click on the link in my bio. My Linktree, there's also for those that are doing appealing for their kids' schools. I've created a template as well because I'm one of those mommies. If you don't know where to start, go and check out my template there as well. And feel free to send us a WhatsApp because my virtual assistant will respond when she responds. But feel free to send us if you really want a CV revamp or interview preparation. And for people that want to collab, that want to do training and facilitation for work readiness, or any sort of training as well, because I lecture BA4 as well, business administration 4 as well. I do customer services training, any training you need in your workplace. I'm that vibe. You need me, I need you, I need your money. I'm that vibe. So go and pop me a WhatsApp. You can reach me via email, elsamarman@gmail.com. All my details are in my Linktree. And it's in all of my bios.
Don't need to ask me twice.
No,
And if you like this content, please do like, share, subscribe, tell your mommy about us. And we are out. Peace.